Welcome to this instructional video on installing the Arnott coil spring conversion kit on a Ram 1500 DS. We'll guide you through the process to ensure a smooth and safe installation experience. Before starting, ensure you have the necessary safety measures in place, which can be found in the vehicle owner's manual. Lift and immobilize the vehicle properly and isolate any stored energy to prevent injuries or damage. Before starting, refer to the vehicle's service manual for proper air system deflation procedures. Now raise the vehicle and remove the front wheels. Remove the tie rod, end nut, and disconnect the tie rod. Remove the lower sway bar end link nut and disconnect the lower sway bar end link. Then, remove the upper control arm nut and disconnect the upper control arm from the spindle assembly. Continue by removing the lower strut mount bolt and nut and disconnecting the air line from the strut. Do this by loosening and removing the air fitting. Now, remove the 3 top mounting nuts, and you should be able to remove the strut from the vehicle to complete this part of the removal. To start the coilover strut installation, secure the unused air line away from sources of friction and heat. Then install the new Arnott coilover strut on the vehicle. Make sure to tighten all nuts and bolts to the vehicle manufacturer's specifications during the installation process. Now install the 3 provided top mount nuts and reinstall the bottom shock mount bolt and nut. Continue the installation by connecting the upper control arm to the spindle assembly and reinstalling the nut. Then connect the tie rod and reinstall the tie rod end nut. To complete the front coilover strut installation, connect the sway bar end link and reinstall the nut. Remove the rear wheels and deflate the rear air springs per the vehicle manufacturer's specifications. Refer to the vehicle service manual for proper air system deflation procedures if you haven't done so yet. Then disconnect the air line from the air spring by loosening and removing the air fitting. Push in the locking tabs on the top mount and push it down to dislodge from the spring seat. You should now be able to remove the air spring by compressing it, completing the air spring removal. For the removal and installation of the rear shocks and coil springs, we recommend using a hydraulic floor jack or adjustable jack stands to help support the rear axle. Remove the nut and bolt from the top shock mount. Now, remove the nut and bolt from the bottom shock mount and remove the shock from the vehicle. To finalize the removal, remove the old bump stop and discard it. Start the installation of the rear coil spring and shock by securing the unused air line away from sources of friction or heat. Make sure to tighten all nuts and bolts to the vehicle manufacturer's specifications during the installation process. Now, install the provided bump stop and place the provided rubber spring seat on top of the Arnott coil spring. Install the new Arnott coil spring and shock absorber onto the vehicle. As previously mentioned, we recommend using a hydraulic floor jack or adjustable jack stands to help support the rear axle for installation. To complete the installation, install the shock top and bottom mount nuts and bolts. The last part of the conversion is the installation of the electronic bypass module. Locate the air suspension control module under the driver's side seat and disconnect the 2 harnesses. Please note that the harnesses will remain disconnected. Match the wires from the EBM to the wiring harnesses and splice them together with the T-tap connectors. Plug in the Arnott electronic bypass module and place the EBM in a suitable spot free from friction or pinch points. You have now completed the installation. Thank you for following our guide on installing an Arnott coil conversion kit for a Ram 1500. Proper installation ensures the longevity and performance of your vehicle's suspension system. Stay safe and happy repairing.